This video is brought to you by OneFootball.
Hey guys, it's Ep54 and welcome back to episode 54 of my Manchester City career. Now in today's episode we're going to be finishing off the January transfer window, I reckon. In today's episode we do have potentially some massive signings to make. I've got one name in mind, especially if we're able to sell a couple of our players, and we're definitely going to be trying to not just go for Dybala but also go for a midfielder as well, which I've got in mind that could really add something to this team. But that's of course only if we are able to sell a couple of players here and there. Before we get into things though, if we could try and hit 75 likes then I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button as well down below, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. And let's crack on with today's episode. As you can see, again, against Liverpool also coming up as well. We'll have a look at other matches we have today, potentially. We've got Watford in the second leg of the game against Wycombe. We won the first one 3-0, so an opportunity to get into the final there. So yeah, there'll be plenty of time, hopefully, for transfers to be sorted out here. We're going to sim a few days and just see whether we can get that deal tied up for City, who could well be on the way out here. I think we're going to be about £33 million by the looks of it. And yes, that is exactly what's going to happen. He's going to go to Napoli, so we'll just agree that one, and then we'll start negotiating and starting to try and sign someone else. So we'll accept the deal, happy with 33.1, never really properly worked out for him here, so we are going to sell him, Napoli will take him, and we are going to bring in a better midfielder, someone that's been linked with Man.City in real life. We'll take a look at him now. And here he is, Fred. He's been linked massively in real life with Manchester City. Something might well be agreed in real life, but for now nothing has been, or as I'm recording this. So we're going to try and put in a bid for him, see how we get on with that. It's going to be similar sort of amount of money as what we're selling City for, maybe slightly more. We are going to approach Dubai and see whereabouts we get with the deal. Just hoping now that that City deal can be 100% confirmed, otherwise we're going to have two midfielders in the squad. Okay, so off the transfer fee, and his current value is 31.5. It's really difficult to know exactly what to bid as your first offer. I don't like to go too high, but I also want to make sure they don't walk out the room. And so I'll go with 35 million pounds. I think that's a really fair offer. I'm happy to pay 35. Hopefully we're not too far away. 38.7 and a sell-on clause as well. Okay. So just remove the sell-on clause, I think, and then we'll just submit the offer at 38.7. Hopefully that's not too far away. It's a fair offer. They've reached an agreement for a fee. That's good. So we are going to negotiate and try and sort this one out. Current wage is 38 grand. Let's see whether we can get him in. Okay, you want to say a squad rotation role, which is, I mean, I'm very happy with that. He's 84 overall. I'm more than happy giving him a rotation role. Now let's discuss the length of the contract. Well, he's 26, so I think 4-year contract is probably fair. Let's see what they say to that. Okay, they're happy with that. Good. And disregard a release clause, hopefully. Okay, or not. They want £60.8 million release clause. I'd want it to be higher than that. A few good performances and someone could easily come along and pay that sort of money. Counter. We'll say £80 million release clause then. We'll go with that. And they're still saying 60.8. You're supposed to negotiate with you, you're supposed to change around, you can't keep it the same. 70 million then, let's try that. No, 60, again, work with me a little bit here please. 65 million pounds. I'm still saying 60.8, we're not going to get anywhere here. Unfortunately, we're going to have to accept it. We can always renegotiate the contract and try and get it removed or improved if we can, but disappointing to see that happen. Like I say, I expect maybe with a few good performances, someone might want to come along and pay that sort of amount. We're paying, 38 or whatever, 35 or something. So, someone could quite easily come along with that sort of cash, but we'll go with it anyway. And we are now going to discuss his wage. Current wage 38 grand. Again, so difficult to know where to start. I think 60 is a fair offer to begin with. Let's see what he says to that. 49.5 is what he'll happily have, but he wants a signing-on fee and an appearance fee. Those fees are fairly low, so we will go ahead with that. I don't really like giving additional bonuses, but we'll do it anyway just to get the deal confirmed. And Fred joins us, very happy with that signing, very impressed with him stats-wise, looks like a fantastic player, so a really good addition to the team. So £38.7 million and he joins us. Let's take a look at him now in our team and see his exact stats for you guys. Anyway, I've already taken a look at them myself, but you can see quite a fast midfielder, not particularly strong, but was never expecting. It's not why he's in there really. He's in there as a bit of a pacier player, hence why, Delph's moving on, City's moving on, we need someone else that can kind of fill that role. Fred fits it perfectly. Other stats are obviously pretty impressive as well. Ball control looks very good in particular, so does his short pass, exactly the sort of stats that we need as well. So overall, pretty happy with him. He's left-footed as well, so fits perfectly with what we're after with Fabian leaving. Transfer offer in here for Kyle Walker from Juventus, £23.5 million. They've been taking a big look at my other right-back, Maffio, this window. And now someone's taking a look at this one. It's Juventus, and we're going to reject it because no interest in selling him. Okay, this is the team we're going to go through the game against Liverpool. Ederson starts in goal, Kyle Walker, Stones, Tower, and Mendy in defence. We've got Goretzka, Malcolm De Bruyne, Sterling, Jesus, and Sané all in the team as well. This is the bench I've gone with. Not a bad bench, really, is it? Otamendi, Fred, Gundogan, Silva, Messi, Mbappe, and Sergio Aguero all on there. Fantastic options for us. Let's crack on with the game. Let's hopefully get ourselves 3 points. I think we're currently something like 17 points in front of second place. Okay, here we go for this game against Liverpool. Let's find out how we get on at the Etihad Stadium for this match. Obviously, probably our strongest team out here, certainly in terms of overalls anyway. I think most of the players are the best in their position, probably other than Messi. But Jesus starting up front for us, and he's been in good form recently, obviously scoring 4 goals in the last episode in 1 game. I think he did it in like 30 minutes as well, so another performance like that would be nice. Let's see if we can get ourselves off to a good start. Sané going to cross in into the back post for Sterling maybe, but cleared. Chance for Liverpool here, put it into the back post. Oxlade-Chamberlain brings it down, trying to get inside, and he shoots, saved by the goalkeeper. Another good chance, put wide. Liverpool obviously good opportunities. So far all we've achieved is 2 yellow cards and an injury for Gabriel Jesus. He might have to come off at half-time. I'm going to see whether the camera is off, or do we have to actually take him off. So we'll wait and see. Hopefully nothing too serious, but for now he stays on the pitch. Looks like Chamberlain doing quite a good job on this right-hand side. Still has it here, trying to win it back off him without conceding anything. Oh, well played, Mendy. Let's get a counter-attack going. Up to Leroy Sané. This is a good chance for us now if we can get some pacey players running at them. Malcolm running through the middle. This is a great counter-attack over to Sterling. Takes a touch, shoots. Oh, scored. Thought he'd saved it there, Karius, but it's a really, really good counter-attack. And Raheem Sterling finishes it off 5 minutes from half-time. It's 1-0, and it's one of our first shots, I think, of this game. Not that many at all. It's been a pretty poor start from us, but Liverpool have conceded. Malcolm just runs through the midline. He's going to keep running with him, but obviously the gap open there for Sterling to shoot. And wasn't supposed to be on his right, on his left foot, supposed to be on his right, but it went in the back of the net anyway. It's 1-0. Jesus still holding his shoulder, so probably take him off at half-time. Just don't want to risk anything. Oh, it's a Sané. It's a great pass from John Stones. Brings it out defence here. Leroy Sané now needs some support in the middle. Holding it up for someone in the back post and headed away as far as De Bruyne had hit first time and saved by Karius. Half-time still in the game 1-0. I think we're quite lucky to be in front, to be honest. Liverpool have looked quite good, but we have just about got ourselves in front here. We are going to make the change here. Jesus is going to come off. We'll bring on Sergio Aguero, who is our second top goal scorer in the league, so no issues with doing that, of course. Hopefully Jesus isn't out for too long. Seems like it was just a shoulder injury, but we'll wait and see. Knowing our luck, it was like 3 months and he continued playing on with it. Final 2 changes, Messi and Fred both go on. We're going to take off Malcolm and Goretzka. Both guys are yellow carded, so we're going to take them off. Just in case, you never know what can happen, but into the final 23 minutes now, still remains 1-0. Not too many chances in this game at all, but an opportunity to give Fred his debut here off the bench, and hopefully he can put in a good performance in midfield, just to try and liven things up a little bit, getting his first touch there, but De Bruyne was intercepted. Henderson jumps in front of him, and needs to defend that, and Mendy does well. Chance off the post, needs to be cleared, was nearly followed up, and luckily I think offside in the end there. So close to a Liverpool equaliser late on in this game. Need to try and get ourselves a second goal if we can, kind of hanging on a little bit in this match. But it's a good competitive game, so it's good to see that we're not just running away with this one. Salah this time on the right-hand side, plays the ball in. That's the equalising goal that was coming. 15 minutes left, and they've scored. It all comes from us losing the ball, I think, with Fred in midfield. Just too much of a heavy touch, I think, from him. And straight from that attack, Mendy's out of position by a mile. Allows Salah through, and through the legs of Addison, 1-1. Leaves us with 15 minutes to try and get ourselves back in front now. They've sent up a centre-back there, I think, who scored that goal. So that probably explains why we couldn't quite handle them. Sent too many players forward for us to cope with. Sané looked to switch it. Oh, there's loads of space for Sterling. What's happened to the Liverpool defence? There's 9 minutes to go. Can we get the winner? Sterling! Oh, he does. He scores. I thought we'd missed that for a second then. It's 2-1. We're back in front late on, and we've managed it. Liverpool have just overcommitted players there. Really, really poor decisions from those defenders to just throw themselves forward at 1-1, especially so late on with Sterling on the right-hand side. They have very, very few players back. Easy ball through. It's a great finish from Raheem Sterling. We put ourselves back in front. It's 2-1. Oh, pass straight to Sané. What was that from the defender? Sané going to come inside now and got intercepted. Very lucky there. Oh, no, good ball in. Saved by Addison. Had to be cleared again. Unbelievable how close Liverpool have come in this game, and it's good attacking from them, throwing so many players forward. No wonder we're having issues dealing with them. Also, the change of difficulty as well has made things a little bit more difficult for us, which is obviously good. Needed to be more competitive. But again, that ball, exactly the same play to Raheem Sterling. Oh, wanted to play it across, but it was offside. Saved anyway by the goalkeeper. And Aguero just needs to drop off a little bit and get in a good position for a pass across. He went too far forward in front of Sterling. Messi to deliver this corner. It's going to be too near the keeper, who punches away. Good chance there. Sterling, saved again by the keeper. De Bruyne to deliver from the opposite side here. Ball in, Fred's there, and saved by the goalkeeper again. Fred does really well, only a small player. Beats a few Liverpool players to that though. And that's it, a 2-1 victory. Gets us 3 points. Very narrow victory, that one though. Very competitive game. Good difficulty level, I think. I think we might just got the sliders right now, because that certainly was very tough to defend against at some points in that match. Very late on, Liverpool having plenty of chances, very similar sort of stats to us. In fact, they dominated possession over us. But overall, very happy with the results. Performance-wise, okay, we weren't fantastic in some points, but in others, obviously, we capitalised on big Liverpool mistakes, so very happy overall with the 3 points there. On some play drills now this week, let's see how we get on. Vieira could well go up this week. Hopefully he does. He's very close to, I think, 58 overall, and he does go up. That's good news. Also, some of the stats go up on Costa and Sura as well. Okay, so maybe let's take a look at Maffeo. Again, another bid for him, £20 million. Getting a little bit annoying. That's like my 4th offer, I think, for him now. The exact same amount, just from different clubs. No interest in selling him, but I don't know why they don't just offer different amounts. Gabriel Jesus is going to be out for 5 days with a bruised elbow. I thought that might be in the case. A suspension also for John Stones as well. But quite a few yellow cards that last game. Seemed to pick them up quite easily. Fred got one, having only been on the pitch, I think, 20-odd minutes or something. But yeah, we're going to sim a little bit further ahead now. We'll see what happens, whether we can get a Dybala deal done. It's looking unlikely, to be totally honest, but there's still maybe a chance of it in here for Mendy, just under £50 million from Everton. It's a large amount, is that, from Everton, but again, going to be rejected. Mendy's in great form for us, by far our best left-back. No intention of selling him. And City has been sold. We get £30 million added on to our transfer budget from that. And a bid in here for Garcia, a player we are trying to get rid of. And let's see whether we can sell him here. Wow, it's a lot less than what he's worth, isn't it? Not a great amount. Trying to get funds in as well to be able to put in a bid for Dybala. Okay, we're going to say don't sell a player for only less than 7.5, so it's going to be £3 million extra. Whether they're willing to pay that, I'm not really too sure, to be honest. I'm still going to hold back a little bit on the Dybala deal, just in case we do pick up some more money over the next few days. We might even leave it until transfer deadline day, potentially. But we'll just wait and see whether we can get somebody big sold that we don't particularly want to use much. Ideally Messi, to be honest. Another bid in here for Maffeo, this time it's even less. Ugh. Yeah, it's painful. Why do they keep putting in bids for him? I want him to stay. Agreement for the Garcia sale, £8.5 million. Wow, that's a lot more than I was expecting there. They virtually doubled their offer. Of course we'll accept it, and we'll happily see him go as long as personal terms can be agreed. Good amount of money to get for him. Okay, so this next game now, it's going to be against Watford. Edison starts in goal. Kyle Walker, Otamendi, Tara Mendy in defence. Goretzka, Malcolm De Bruyne again in midfield. Aguero starts up front instead of Jesus with Sané and Sterling either side of him. This bench I've gone with Hernandez, Fred, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Messi, Mbappe and Jesus all in there. So plenty of good options for us. Not too dissimilar to the last team they put out. Let's see how we get on. Another league game for us to play. And then I've got a game against, I think, Wickham afterwards, which we might have enough time for. We'll wait and see. Depends how many transfer deals have to be done. Okay, we go for this game against Watford. They've got Andre Schürrle in the side, so certainly got some good players in this team. We'll wait and see exactly how we get on in this match. Obviously, we saw against Liverpool. Things aren't as easy for us now. We changed the difficulty and it made things a little bit tougher. Let's see how we get on against Watford here. Not expecting a particularly easy game here. We're going to have to be at our best, I think. Aguero turning his man, a chance for him to shoot. Oh, Aguero scores. What a start to the game. I said I wasn't expecting a particularly easy one, but we have started off fantastically well. Aguero scores after 3 minutes. Not too dissimilar to what he's been doing over the last couple of episodes, to be honest. We've been scoring very early recently, but Aguero there with a very similar goal to, I think it might be in last episode, maybe the one before, where he just turns his man like that and smashes it home inside 3 minutes. Good finish is that. And he continues to score more goals. I think that's 11 now for him in the league. I think Malcolm's on 15, both of those two at the top. Sterling for a cross now into the middle. Sané at the back post. Oh, so close to getting there. Beaten to it by the defender, though. And out for a corner. 11 minutes in. Malcolm to deliver this. Tar's in there. Should get there as well. When he does, it's 2-0. Double that lead. And that is a fantastic way to do it as well. Malcolm with delivery. Gets himself an assist. And Tar just beats the defender to it. And nods past the goalkeeper. It's 2-0. And gets us the second goal just 12 minutes into this game. Very different sort of match to the game we had against Liverpool. Took us a long time to get those 2 goals. And we couldn't really push on from there. Sané running through, good chance here for Leroy Sané. No options to pass, so we'll shoot instead, and it hits the bar. Did he maybe get a finger to that? I couldn't quite tell. Happened so quickly. We did keep it in, actually, and we'll get the throwing anyway. So close to a third goal there for Leroy Sané. I was hoping a pass would open up in the middle to cut it back, but it never did, so he shot himself. And Malcolm going to cut back in. It's got to be a penalty. I thought it was going to be contact there, to be honest, but luckily for the defender, just avoids him. Malcolm turning. It's into Sterling. It's got to be a goal, it is. Terrible defending, but we'll take it. 3-0 now. Malcolm, another assist for him, but Sterling gets the goal. It's really, really bad defending, is that. The fullback should stay with Sterling. I don't know why he comes inside. Clearly the other defender should be seeing to Malcolm, whilst the fullback actually stands with Sterling. You just see Malcolm receives the ball here, and both the defenders go to him. Don't know what the fullback's doing. He should stay with Sterling. He's allowed to shoot and make it 3-0. What a pass to Sterling. Again, we're in. A terrible defending again from Watford. And Sterling scores again. 4-0. You could just see it was going to happen yet again. We're absolutely pulling them apart. A very different game to the last one against Liverpool. 4-0, and we're just 26 minutes in. That's even quicker than I think we got the 4 goals in the last episode. But we scored 4 goals in 30 minutes there. We've done it even quicker this time round. Sterling again. So much for the change in difficulty, improving things. Malcolm over to Sterling. Sterling still going. Running through, looking for a cut back into Sané, but just beaten to it. Sané wasn't quite alert enough there. Sané looks to switch it to Sterling. What a pass that could be. He takes it down really well. Sterling's through yet again. A chance for him to come inside and wait for Aguero. Aguero onto Sané. It's got to be a goal. It is 5-0. Absolutely pulling them apart here. Don't know what the Watford defence are doing. They're all over the place. Totally clueless. And we're 5-0 up. Just 35 minutes in. This is going to be double digits if this continues. It's ridiculous. But we're through again. Fantastic attacking play. It's these sort of switches that no defence can seem to cope with because the fullbacks get out of position. When you switch the ball to the opposite side of the pitch, it just allows your winger, who's always on the last man, to run through cleanly with his pace. And it allows us to then create an attack, and Sané scores this time. Andre Aguero with a chance to respond, but it's straight at Ederson. Not hit with particularly much power there. Malcolm turning, shooting, nearly scoring, saved on the stroke of half-time by the goalkeeper. Half-time still in the game 5-0. Certainly an opportunity here to completely demolish them in the second half. We'll see how we get on. We'll probably make some changes at half-time. Kind of makes sense when you're winning so comfortably. All 3 changes at half-time. Seems a little bit strange to do it at half-time, but we're going to do it anyway because obviously 5-0 up. We've got to protect certain players. We've got other games coming up as well in the coming months. So got to think about those. Messi, Mbappe, Silva coming on. Malcolm, Sané and Aguero coming off. What a switch to Sterling from Mbappe. Leaves us with no striker in the middle though. Someone's going to have to fill in. Sterling here across and cut out before it landed on the feet of Bernardo Silva. Good chance yet again to add a 6th to the scoreline, but it still doesn't quite happen for us in the second half. Certainly not looked as good as before, but still going forward, still dominating, so there's no worries about conceding any goal anytime soon. Although you never know, they'll probably throw more players forward later on. Mbappe looking for a flick on here to Goretzka, or saved by the keeper. Will he keep that in with Sterling? We do just about manage it on his left foot now. Back in for Goretzka. And beaten to it by Mbappe. He's somehow scored. It's a ridiculous angle, but he's done it 6-0. And Mbappe with an incredible header. I think it was a header. I'm assuming it was. No idea how he managed that, but he had to walk backwards and head it backwards. Very strange, but with 20 minutes to go, it's 6-0, and we've extended our lead in front of Watford. Let's take a look at the replay here. Sterling with a good ball in, considering it's his weaker side. And it is Mbappe who, like I say, walks backwards and heads it backwards. Very strange. Took it off the head of Goretzka, I think, there. But we'll take it. It's a bizarre 6th goal, but we'll happily have it there for the substitute. That's it. 6-0 victory, another one as well. That's 2 episodes in a row we've managed to get a 6-0 victory there. Also very happy to do that. And considering I thought it was going to be a difficult game, in the end, very comfortable for us. Only 1 goal in the second half. Sometimes happens where things die down a little bit. But 11 shots, 11 on target and 6 goals. So pretty clinical there. 3 shots for Watford, 3 on target, but the difference was they didn't score. Got ourselves a transfer offer in here for Gabriel Jesus. £85.8 million from Tottenham. Okay. Wow, that's a big offer. Wasn't really expecting it to be that large, but it makes sense. He's 89 overall, and he has a value of £75.5 million. The market value should be between 129.1 and 189.4. Okay, I know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to reject it. Quite simple, really. If we want to keep him, no interest in selling him. 22 years old, obviously got a really good potential on him as well. So, yeah, going to stay. Transfer offer in here for Manu Garcia. Again, very similar with the other situation where we got an offer in of around this amount. But it has actually been accepted now when we asked for 8.5. But I don't think they're really going to be able to agree something in time. So we are going to delegate him. We'll see exactly what happens. But don't sell a player for any less than, well, 8.5, as that's what he's going to for the other clubs. Okay, they've broken down with Stade Rennais, but that's down to the price. Obviously, that's good news. So the other deal is still going through as it stands. Hopefully, something can be agreed with the wage. This game against Wycombe Wanderers, despite being a semi-final, despite it obviously being the second leg, we did win the first one 3-0, so I am going to sim the game just so we can go a little bit further in the transfer window. And I don't think we have any games particularly near. We've got Ipswich in a few days, but they'll go fairly strong with this team, just so we don't slip up. Okay, this team we're going to go with. It's a home game, so we should win this match. When we're simming it, we have made plenty of changes, obviously. Ederson, Maffeo, Kompany, Hernandez, Delph, Gundogan, Fred, Foden, Silva, Aguero and Zinchenko all starting, but it's a strong team still, so not too worried, especially with a 3-goal lead. Foden takes the advantage here as well, 9 minutes in. We'll skip, and the game finishes 4-1. We do concede a goal, but Foden gets 2, so does Gundogan. Overall, very happy with that. No injuries as well, so even better. And that means, I think, it was, 7-1 on aggregate? Pretty good. Transfer offer in here for Kyle Walker, Real Madrid. and it's £23.3 million. Again, no interest in selling, especially not for that sort of amount. He's 29 years old, so he's obviously getting to the latter stage of his career now. It's just a little bit past his prime, but no intentions of selling. Maffio's a good replacement for him when he eventually does have to leave, but I don't even know whether we're going to get that far in this career to be able to see that time. But yeah, I suppose he'll just stay until then because he's doing a good job. And transfer talks are broken down. They couldn't agree personal terms. That's disappointing, is that? Because it was going to be a good offer, a good amount for us as well. That £8.5 million for a player that we have no intention of using was going to be good. And it was going to also make recalling him worth it as well, which we paid to do. I think we paid £500,000 to do that. We are going into transfer deadline day now. See, Thiago's gone to Real Madrid for £71.2 million. An incredible amount, really. I don't know how much further we're going to go into this deadline day. I think we will just go a few more hours. You can see some other big deals as well. Keane's gone to Bayern Munich for 48.6. How good is he? And who's this Willian Jose? I have no idea, but he moves to PSG for a large amount as well. So the big deals going through. We've had a fairly big one in Fred today's episode, but the only other big one that could happen is Dybala, but we're waiting for other bids. And this is from Gundogan's former club, Dortmund, £60.6 million. Now, I will consider bids from him because he's not one of my started players. I don't particularly rate him. Morale is unhappy as well, so he's obviously 29 years old. So, yeah, it's tempting, but it'd have to be a little bit more, I think. Market value is as high as 79.6. So ask for another £10 million, and we'll ask for 70 as the lowest amount, as much as 75 though potentially for this one. And this could go through. I'm happy to accept that for him. If you think about it, he's not a £75 million player. He doesn't contribute that much value to our team. He's a bench player. And so I'm happy to sell him for that amount so we can bring in someone like Dybala, and so things shift around in our team a little bit because of that. But yeah, 9 hours to go for that deal to go through, but we've also got to be able to bring in Dybala as part of that as well. So running a little bit out of time here. It's so late on to receive such a large deal. I mean, when you delegate, can you even find out on the same day? That's just worried me a little bit. It's annoying. Could have found out so much quicker. Damn, that's so annoying. I don't know if we're going to actually find out about the Gundogan deal, and that's going to break other things down a little bit for us. Okay, agreement has been come to for £75 million. That's great news, but it's not going to give us enough time to bring in Dybala. That's a stupid decision. That's my fault, I think, there. Damn, we'll accept it, but I think it might be the case that he's going to go. We're not going to quite have time to bring anyone else in. So we can't agree on those deals separately. I don't have the money to pay for the Dybala deal. Trying to have an offer in here for Kevin De Bruyne from Inter Milan. This is getting ridiculous. £125.5 million. He's worth over £200 million according to his market value there. No interest in selling, of course. Inter Milan don't have that sort of cash, I don't think, do they? 3 hours left. Can the deal just be confirmed now if it's going to happen? Can we just know? I don't know whether that deal's going to go through at this rate. And what's happened to the Man United player? Why doesn't he have anything on the back of the shirt? Manchester United seal a deal for Darmian. No, he was already there. Darmian was already a Man United player. What's going on? He doesn't even have a name on the back of his shirt. Can't afford it, can they? 2 hours to go. I don't think that deal's going to go through. And if it is, it's going to really annoy me because it's going to be in the final hour if it does go through. And I don't think it's going to. How long does it take for a deal to be confirmed? That's ridiculous. So we nearly got £75 million there from that. And as you can see, transfer talks have broken down because we ran out of time. Oh, so frustrating because if I'd negotiated that myself, it would have been fine. Really annoying. Yeah, Dortmund pulled out negotiations. Might well have been down to personal terms, but it's difficult to say. It was so late on. A bit in for Mendy anyway after the transfer deadline day has finished, and it's just under £50 million there for Wolfsburg. No interest in selling at all, so we reject that. We might be able to agree something mid-season with the transfer of Dybala. We'd have to get some money from somewhere. That would obviously come from selling players, but we can't sign him really for £71 million. Bit gutted about that. We had to obviously sign up a lot of different players on new contracts. That cost us a lot of money as well. So it wasn't just obviously bringing in Fred. Fred was just only like 38 million. So even with that amount, we probably still wouldn't have been able to afford Dybala. It was the other deals as well and contracts to be signed that caused us to lose a lot of money in that window. We do have a game against Ipswich for next episode. We're not going to play it. We have quite enough time for today's episode. But thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 75 likes on today's episode, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button as well down below, and that'd be absolutely fantastic too. And I'll see you guys next time for another episode of the Man.City career mode. Tomorrow will be the play career mode as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.